Hi everyone, and welcome to 2024. This is my annual welcome to the new year message. Should we call it that? I don't know, because, I think I've said this before, that January the 1st isn't really a new year especially for folks that follow witchcraft. The world doesn't really start waking up again from that dark, sleepy time of winter until, well, I like to think it's the beginning of February. Some people say wait for March. I can't. I just get impatient. So February it is for me. Anyway, that is not why I'm here to lecture you today. So I wanted to kind of have a little chat with you guys about what we've gone through in 2023 and what we expect to see from 2024. The universe has been whispering in my ear like mad since about Friday, and I thought about doing this on Friday and on Saturday and on Sunday, but today is the right day for this, I feel. So 2023 was a funny year for a lot of us, and I guess a lot of people have been feeling some odd energies, emotions, whatever you want to call it, particularly those who would label themselves light workers. I don't know if I like the phrase light worker, but light workers are the folks who are here to help, to lead, inspire, and teach others when it comes to energy stuff, spiritual growth, if that's what you want to call it, connection, understanding of yourself, becoming that better version of yourself. Anyway, yeah, so for a lot of us, 2023 was a bit of a well, we were dragged through it. Let's put it that way. We were dragged through 2023. We tried to do things and then we were pushed in a different direction. We tried to do something else and then we were pushed in a different direction again. And a lot of these pushes and pulls for us were to get us into the right place. That has not finished. That I think on my video at the start of 2023, I said that through 23 and first half of 2024, this is what the universe is working for, to get the right people into the right places, because there's some big stuff coming. In terms of human big stuff, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to predict whatever. But energy wise, I've sat and I've spoke to the universe a lot about this. Because I do not want to instigate fear and have people, running for the hills. And I've read a lot, watched a lot, and I could talk a lot about conspiracy theories and, 5D shifts and all that sort of stuff, which, well, we'll just not go into it. But ultimately, change is coming, and it is for the better. Back in 2011, in fact, it was the 11th of the 11th, 2011, I ran a workshop with an old business partner of mine at the time, and that workshop was to prepare people for the changes that were coming. 11/11/11 was a big day for a lot of people, and it was one of the most amazing things I have ever been involved in. Some of you may have been there. And yeah, that was to prepare people for the changes that will be coming over the next 50, maybe more years. And we are well underway when it comes to those changes now. We look around in the world and gosh, life doesn't feel real sometimes, does it? Stuff's happening. There's some very, very good stuff happening. There's also some not very good stuff happening. Excuse me. And I guess I'm trying not to make this too tough, love, but you know what I'm like. So 2023 was about getting the right people to step up and step forward, because the majority of the world are going to need guides and people to help them make the right choices as we move through 2024 and into 2025. I sitting talking to the universe about this and asking what it all means. And I was taken straight back to that workshop I did in 2011. And at that time, we were told, and it wasn't just us that was told, there was a lot going on out there in the spiritual world about this, that there would be a shift. There would be a shift, there would be a split, a shift, and we labelled it ascension. And that's like, oh, this sounds all weird and wonderful. And it is weird and wonderful. If you hear any noises, that's my family banging around out there after they were told to be quiet, but never mind. This shift was coming, and this shift was ascension. What does ascension mean? It means that the vibration of the planet and the people is changing. That the vibration of the planet and the people is rising. That in this state of change, as the planet's vibration rises, essentially a lot of old crap will be dropped away so that we can walk into a time of newness and betterness as a planet, as a race. And so we look around in the world and we go, okay, well, we can see there's a lot of stuff going on. It doesn't look like it's getting better, but it is, because there's change, and we all know in our own lives sometimes we have to hit rock bottom before we can actually decide to rise and come back up. And that's exactly, I feel like, what the universe is doing for us, not to us, for us, is giving us a choice. If we see things that aren't good, we get to choose whether we lean into them or whether we, move away from them. And the universe is asking us to make that choice right now. So I feel like I'm dotting all over the place, but that's where I'm going. Anyway, bear with me. So this split that we were told is going to happen, this shift, the vibrations of the planet's rising, and the humans, us humans, we get a choice as to whether we rise or whether we fall away. Now, at the time, I don't even think I understood this, because I was like, oh God, well, what happens to all the people who don't choose? Do they get struck down? Do they fall off the face of the earth? Well, what happens to them? And we had no answers then. But now it's becoming a little bit clearer, because the shift is happening, and that vibrational rate of the planet is absolutely rising, whether you believe it or not, it is. And we are now in a position of making that choice. Now, if you have followed my card guidance Thursdays, if you have had sessions with me anytime through this year, if you have done any sort of work with me through this year, you will have heard me over and over and over again saying to you, it's all about choice. And it absolutely is. It's about where we choose to focus our energy. If we choose to focus our energy on high vibrational things that feel good, things that feel nice, things that make us happy, things that are good for ourselves and for other people, vibrations go up. If we choose to focus on the rubbishy bits that's going on in the world, vibrations go down. So as this split is happening, the people whose vibrations are higher go into the higher category. Those whose vibrations are lower go into the lower category. Now, it doesn't mean that everything's going to be physically split and the people whose vibrations are lower are going to be, cast off into the depths of hell or anything like that. They're all still there. And if you decide to, you can look out your window, you can put on the news, you can scroll through social media, and you can see that the rubbishy stuff's all still happening. But the shift is coming and it is moving. And I really do believe that through 24, it's going to get more and more apparent. It will be more obvious who is living in the higher vibrational camp and who is not. And it will be to do with, I guess we will see, because of the quality of the life that we are living. We are now facing a choice to step into that high vibration, into that light, to create this new world, this new change. And I know a lot of you watching this will be going, well, what have I got to do with this? It's the government that decides this, and it's, whatever else. But that is not true. That is not true at all. You've heard the phrase, be the change. There's t-shirts and mugs and pens and stuff out there with it on. This is where you get to choose whether or not you want to be the change. We have to be the change that we want to see. So if you want to see a happy world, we got to be that happy world. If you want to see doom and gloom and rubbish, just keep looking that way, because that's where you will go. And Abraham Hicks, who you guys know is a massive, huge teacher of mine and has inspired me and taught me more than I could even begin to put into words. They always talk about the fact that as your vibrations rise, you notice less of the lower stuff that's going on around you. Less can shake you, less can knock you, less can pull you down. And I really believe that is true. When we focus on the better stuff, the better feeling thoughts, the better experiences around us, when we take the time to actively choose to pick out just the softness of a flower petal over some crap that's happening with our neighbour or work or whatever, that is us choosing to step into the higher vibrational camp. And this is where we need to be. So no matter who you are, what you do for a job, how you spend your time, I am here today to remind you that we are at a key time for making that choice, that we are at an absolutely vital point in energetic history where we get to decide who we want to be. Do we want to see where this change goes? Do we want to step into what, Diana Cooper refers to as a new golden era? Do we want to have goodness and ease and celebration and happiness and a new kind of success? Do we want to live in that world? Do we want to create that world for our kids and grandkids and great-grandkids? Or do we just want to keep perpetuating the rubbish that, we know is out there? This is our choice. And it's not about, pulling down governments. It's not about protesting or getting out there or doing whatever. I mean, hey, you know what? If you can do stuff, go and do stuff to make it better. But it is about turning to yourself. It is about looking at who you are and choosing to be the next best version of yourself. It's about taking those steps to work towards it. And I'm not talking about, meditate for 10 minutes this morning. I'm talking about commitment. I'm talking about dedication. I'm talking about absolute, just pure decision making here. No one's going to come along and do this for you. Nobody will do that. Only you can. The universe wants you there in that lovely high vibrational camp, but only you can decide if you want to do it. Some of us who've been going through this for quite a while will have struggled. I know a lot of, I'm going to come back to that light worker phrase thing again. We've really struggled this last couple of years, probably because we've been pushed and shoved and helped along to the right places so that we can be the best versions of ourselves, and that we are in the right places with the right people around us so that we can reach out and help other people. And my goal, my aim for this year is to do more and more and more of that. And whether you like the law of attraction side of stuff and vision boards and manifestation and affirmations and success statements and all that wonderful stuff, whether you are witchy and you like to do spells, whether you are a Reiki person and like to bring in that energy and that healing, and you've heard me say this time after time after time again, it is all the same. You focus on high vibration, you focus on pure creation energy. That is what will take you to the next level, to the next steps. We are all being leveled up so super fast at the moment, and it's freaking uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to be painful. How do you know where you are? How do you know if you are going that way or if you are staying behind? I guess it's to do with how good things feel for you. If you are struggling, then you are not heading in the right direction. And I'm not here to criticize or judge, because I've struggled all bloody year. But it comes down to that choice once again. If you are in a relationship, living in a home, surrounded by people, in situations that make you unhappy and won't, because it's not about can't, it's won't make the changes that your heart needs, you're not going in the right direction. I know I sound harsh, and I guess I can say this because I get it. I've been there. I still am there, kind of. I'm human after all. We all are. But there comes a point where we just go, okay, surrender to this. I trust. I am feeling a pull, so I'm going to listen. And that's the difference. People can, put themselves in all sorts of situations for learning, for experience, for, whatever. But we have to take the good from those situations and to move past it. We are so good at clinging to old stuff, to negative thoughts, self-criticism, old beliefs. We are so good at this. But we don't have time for this anymore, and we don't have room for it anymore in our energy. And all of this, stepping forward, being the best versions of ourselves that we can be, allowing our vibrations to rise, it all starts with self-love and self-worth. If you do not feel worthy of high vibrations, you won't get them. You just won't get them. You won't get there. If you don't feel worthy of good stuff, you won't get good stuff. You've heard me say this time after time after time. And self-love, self-care, yes, it's about taking time for yourself. It's about going for those lovely walks in nature. It's about running the nice ritual bath, whatever it might be for you. It is about that. But ultimately, none of that stuff counts if you are not prepared to just be okay with who you are. If you are prepared to drop away the old stuff, those old sad stories. Yeah, bad stuff happened. It's in the past. Learn from it, grow from it, take the experience from it that you need, and let it go. That old stuff, it happened for a reason. Sometimes we know the reason, sometimes we don't, but it is time to let it go. You are not here to keep living yesterday. Yesterday's gone, it is done. Take what you need from it and move forward. Oh, I feel like I'm on a rampage. So how do you know? Is life feeling good? You're heading in the right direction. Is life a struggle and a battle? You got some changes to make. You got some stuff to do, and you've got to do the work. We talk all the time, about, do the work. What does it even mean? It means accepting yourself. It means stepping into this place of self-worth and self-love, not just by going through the motions of painting your nails and going for walks, but by taking those beliefs, those old beliefs that you've been programmed with and conditioned with, and just getting rid of them, bringing in your new beliefs. And you get to choose. You get to choose what you believe. A belief is a practice thought. Practice some new thoughts. You want to feel good, get some new good beliefs about yourself. Choose to do this. I know I'm ranting, and I know that you probably feel like I am giving you a whole load of responsibility right now, and I absolutely am, because no one else can do this for us. I've said this over and over. Nobody else can do this for us. No one can make the choice. And yeah, okay, you'll be sitting there going, oh, but you don't understand because I have to do this and I have to be this way and I have to be that way. No, you don't. You get to choose every aspect of your life. And this isn't going to go down well with some people, but I'm going to say it anyway. Health, you get to choose that too. How you feel about yourself, anxiety, depression, all those awful, awful things. It's time to drop them all away. And each and every one of us has control over what we think. Our thoughts lead to our emotions. Our emotions shift our vibrations. So it all starts with what goes on in here. And it's not about waking up tomorrow deciding that, I am fully healed and I am doing this and I'm doing that. It is about baby steps. And the first baby step to shifting your vibration, to moving towards that newness is the decision that you're ready to do that. That you are not going to be a victim anymore, that you're not going to use excuses like, I don't have time, like, I've got too much responsibility, I can't afford it, it's the government, it's the rules, my illness holds me back. Nothing can dictate to you what thoughts you have in your head. And whether you work on the law of vibration, law of attraction, whether you work, with witchy stuff, whatever, it's up to you to choose what thoughts you think, which then, as I say, affects your emotions, which affects your vibration, which says what comes to you. This all goes out on a very big scale and affects the energy that's around us. If we have a lot of people on Earth that are vibing really high, the Earth's vibration will be really high. If we have a lot of people on Earth that are vibing really low, the Earth's vibration will be really low. And she'll move and she'll try and rise, but we can anchor her down. Our job now is to step into that higher vibration so that she, the Earth, can rise and lift and move into that newness, that new time. And what's it going to look like? I don't know. And I don't think it's going to be as clear cut as waking up one morning to find that we're living in crystal cities and the streams and rivers are running with, magical water and unicorns are back and all that sort of stuff. I'd like that. I think it's going to be much more subtle than that. And it's up to us to move through this because we are channels for energy. We are channels for energy in, and I believe that a lot of us are channels for energy out, like an exhaust pipe of frequency, so as to speak. And this applies to everybody on the planet. But I want to take a moment just to focus in and talk directly to light workers, whether you are a Reiki master or an author of spiritual books or a yoga teacher, or maybe you are a holistic therapist, or maybe you have an ordinary 9-to-5 in an office, but just know and feel that you are here for a bigger purpose. It's time that you believe in yourself. It is time that you surrender to what the universe wants and needs from you and allow it to happen. And it may be scary and it may not, you may think it's not what you want, but if you let it happen, you'll be happy, I promise. The universe is looking after you. It is not punishing you. It is not testing you. It is not holding you back. Only your own belief in yourself is holding you back. It is time to stretch your legs and stretch your wings, because this earth is in need of you. It is in need of us all to guide and inspire and help others reach their full potential and hit those nice high vibrational notes so that they can be part of this change too. I believe that we were put here to be beacons, if you like, to help other people understand that just because something has been a certain way, it doesn't always have to be that way, that they can change, they can release, they can let go, they can step into newness. I know a lot of you, beautiful, beautiful souls, who underestimate your powers, your ability, your influence. And I'd like you to just get over it, please, because we need you. We need you all to teach and inspire and lead and guide. And the first part of the year, there's still going to be challenges. You will still feel as if you are failing, that you are in the wrong place, that you don't know why you are here or what you are here for. I've struggled with that for the past 2 years, potentially longer. And it is only now, literally now, that I am realising that everything I've been through has led me to this moment. And from this moment, I will keep stepping forward. Yeah, you might see some changes in my work going forward this year, because I think we have more important things to talk about. I've always been quite conservative, I guess, when I teach, when I do my sessions, all that sort of stuff. It's not that I have held back. I just feel as if my place is, well, with normal folks. I'm talking about some of the stuff that you see on TikTok videos and other YouTube videos and things. It can be a bit scary, it can be a bit off-putting, it can be a bit like, ooh, that's for the gurus and the really spiritual people. And I don't teach anything that's different from that. Not at all. I believe in a lot of what these guys say. I just think that there are ways to put it across that sit easier, that are easier to understand, that are easier to accept. So that is what I am here for, to kind of translate between the universe and the world, I suppose. And in doing so, and I'll say this about all light workers, we don't heal people. We open channels and open doors and open possibilities and bring in the right kind of energy so the people that we're working with can heal themselves, can bring in that energy for themselves. And there has never been a more important time to do that. Feel a little bit like I'm rambling and waffling now, so I'll not go on for too much longer. But it's just a reminder to you that as each day passes by, change is upon us, it is coming, it is here, that we are part of that change, and it's important to understand your role within that. If you do not know what your role is within this change, then stop and ask. Sit down and ask. And if you tell me you can't meditate, if you tell me you can't hear, I've got one word for you, and that's you can. That's 2 words really, isn't it? You can hear, you can meditate, you can sit in stillness, you're just choosing not to. And I can say this, and I can be really mean about it, because for years I said exactly the same things. But perseverance, choice is what makes a difference. And on the note of meditation, every single person watching, I just encourage you, do it. My God, start with 10 minutes a day, work up. Meditation, you will find, will be the key to getting you through everything that is coming. The challenges, the successes. You want to be successful in life, you got to plug in and hear your guidance, find out what direction you're meant to be turning in, what inspired divine actions that you need to take. One thing that has helped me massively, and that has never ever let me down, is it's a Reiki thing. Actually, it come from a guy called William Lee Rand, who is my Reiki master, and he's like a big Reiki guy that teaches Holy Fire Reiki, Karuna Reiki, all that jazz. And he says every single day to the universe, he says, show me how I can be of more service to the divine. And some might hear that and think, oh, well, that means I've got to abandon my life and go and live in a hut on a mountainside in Tibet and do nothing but serve the universe. Well, spoilers, you can't serve the universe if you live alone in a hut on a mountainside. You serve the universe by being here in amongst people doing what we do. But service is a funny thing, because I am here to serve, absolutely, but I'm also here to live my life and enjoy my life. It's a bit of a dual purpose. But I think the beauty of it is the fact that I am never happier than when I am serving. Whoa, I'm getting emotional. I am never happier than when I am working with someone or a group of people and I feel that magic coming in. I feel the flow of energy coming in, and I know that I'm in exactly the right place. I'm exactly where I need to be. And I guess I'm feeling that right now. I've always had a voice. And I think through 2024, my voice will be getting louder. You might see more of me. I've hidden away quite a bit. I'm going to get my bloody fringe sorted out. I've hidden away quite a bit the last couple of years. In fact, I think since lockdown, I haven't quite been myself. And I think literally, hairdryer on in the background. Welcome to my world. And I think literally that the quietness, and although you probably haven't thought I've stepped back, I've not really been out there much. It's been needed for me to kind of gather myself to plug in properly. And as we start this new calendar year, it feels so good to know that I am in the right place, that I am doing the right thing. And I want you guys to know that you are too. I want you guys to know that even on the hardest days, on the scariest days, where things just seem to be going wrong, one after another, you are not on your own. That everything that you have done is for a reason, it's for a purpose. And it might become known to you why at some point, or it might not. But you are not alone. You just need to keep going. You need to keep going and keep believing and keep asking and keep searching, and above all else, keep meditating. Just keep believing, because you are here for a reason. Every single one of you, whether you call yourself a light worker or not, you are here for a reason. If you have taken on that title for yourself, or whatever other label or words you use, a healer, whatever, you're a little bit ahead of the game. You're a little step further, because you've accepted that responsibility of being in service. And you guys know that feeling when you are working with someone, or you're writing something or delivering something, and it just hits that perfect spot. That energy is coming in and you are sending it out there in the most perfect way. And the feeling of home, the feeling of belonging, of fulfillment, there is nothing like it. So remember those feelings, light workers. Remember that you are absolutely needed. And although maybe your struggles, or you've seen within your struggles that things aren't going well, just keep going. Just keep going, keep believing. Because the stuff that's going to happen this year, as I say, in terms of people-y things, I don't necessarily know what's going to happen, but energy-wise, there's going to be some shifts. There are big, big shifts coming, and we just need to surrender to it, to accept it, and just let it happen. And as it happens, more and more people will be turning to us for help, for guidance, for healing, for understanding. And we got to be there for them, because that's why we came here. So if you are in any doubt that you are needed, please listen to my words. You are needed now more than ever. And your income may not reflect that. And your energy levels may not reflect that. But that's probably internal stuff for you that you need to work on, that we all need to work on. My goodness, me included. But just keep reaching for those better feeling thoughts. Keep reaching for that next best version of you. Keep wanting that change. Keep your eyes fixed on those beautiful high vibrations, on those wonderful, wonderful feelings, and get a check on any part of you that doesn't match that, and decide to let it go. It all will come down to a decision at the end of the day, and I want you to make the right decision. If you find yourself being drawn into worry, into anxiety, into bitching and moaning, into complaining, into doom scrolling. Just stop. This year more than ever, you get a hold of those bad habits, and as if you were stopping drinking, smoking, chocolate, whatever, you pack it in. Okay? If you need any help or support with this, you shout. I'll be bringing out some new stuff this year to help businesses in particular, or like magical, spiritual, light worky businesses in particular, because I really feel like that's where the help is needed. So by, oh God, I'm making a commitment. By June this year, they'll be out. We're going to call it Solutions from Spirit, and I'd like to work with as many people as I can to help everyone be in the right place at the right time for the right people, so that they are ready to be able to channel through the most perfect energy and help as many people as physically possible. Yeah, lots of stuff happening this year. So I have waffled for long enough. I'm going to be waffling a lot more this year, I think. It hasn't quite solidified in my mind as to how it's going to come through yet. But I'm really, really excited about it. And after having this time off, it's really nice to get back here, to talk to you, to connect with you, because it helps me know that I've done what I've needed to do, and I'm going to have a few more days, and then I'm going to be back. So welcome to 2024, everyone. Welcome to your real self, your true self, and welcome to the next best version of you that you can be. I'm excited to work with you on this, and I'm excited to see where this goes. If anyone has any questions, drop me an email. If you want to chat about this, drop me an email. I'm always here. I'm always here to support. I have also said to the universe, show me, how to be more service to the divine. And I get that inspiration daily now. Probably too much, because it gets a little overwhelming in my head. But I've just bought myself a brand new whiteboard that's up on the wall. Also very exciting. But I am here to support and to guide. So please use me. Nice big deep breath. Welcome to 2024. I'll see you soon. Bye.